So basically, what's gonna happen is, the daily assignments, the big piece for the daily assignments that's gonna change is, I'm gonna be looking at two things together. One is, how well are you using your class time? Are you actually using the full class period? That means, if we have, like today, we're gonna have a bunch of time to work on an assignment. Some of you could potentially get some answers, get numbers and write some things down. But what I want for you, even when you're done, to continue thinking about physics. And I know that for some of you that seems kind of weird because it's like, well, I'm done. But as I've been trying to convince you, that's not the point. The point isn't to finish a task and move on to another task. The point is, find the things that you don't quite understand and think about them because it's fun and interesting. And if you can't buy into that, then it's gonna hurt your grade. And that's where I'm gonna be looking at both how you use your class time and the engagement. I'm gonna be looking to see how much are you actually actively trying to figure things out. If you're doing that, I will give you full credit on the work that you turn in. It doesn't matter if it's done or not. If it's done and you continue talking and thinking and engaging, you'll get full credit. If it's not done, but you were thinking and working and trying to figure stuff out all class period, you'll get full credit. Whatever you turn in, if you're not showing me that you're really trying to think about stuff, trying to find the things that you don't understand and ponder them, that's when I'm gonna take points off. And I know that that is not the same as how grading has been for most of your other classes in the past, but I wanna make it really clear, that's what I'm looking for. And that's going to fold into the skills evaluations as well. So I mentioned this yesterday. I'm gonna add, and we'll look at this with a specific example next week, but as I add skills to the gradebook, there's a little rubric that goes along with them. It explains what I'm looking for. It explains how I'm gonna know when you've mastered this skill. And I'm gonna add something to all of those. Every single skill that we work on is gonna have a piece that says that you effectively are gonna be able to have an intelligent conversation about the stuff you don't understand. That's really the gold standard. Like, if you can come to me and have an intelligent question with me about things that you don't get, then I know that you really understand the things that you do get. And again, that's really different. It's really a strange way to assess understanding. And what I'm not gonna go through all the examples and stuff because we've kind of done this in the past, but what I would invite you to think about is, how do you figure out when people know what they're talking about? You figure it out by finding the place where they stop understanding stuff. That's how we do it outside of school. Outside of school, you do this without even thinking about it. As soon as you see someone unable to do something, now you know what their capabilities are, right? And that's how it works in sports, that's how it works in our social relationships, that's how it works at work, that's how it works everywhere except in the classroom. And so for me, that's why I'm gonna flip that. I'm gonna make that be how I look at things in the classroom as well. So the best way for you to convince me that you deserve a really, really high score on the skills is to come and talk to me about stuff that you do not get. That's how you're gonna convince me that you understand the things that you do get. So that stuff is going to have a negative impact on very, very, very few of you. I hope really none of you. But what you can ask yourself is, how did you approach the class last semester? If the answer is you came in every single day trying to learn physics and trying to understand stuff, then these things will not hurt you. They might help you, but they're not gonna hurt you. If you came in and you thought to yourself, okay, well, I can sort of tune in and tune out, I'm pretty good at this, or I can figure it out, and you weren't really locked in, then it might hurt you. So just be aware that that's like now a known quantity. I've given you fair warning, and what I'd love to see is everybody just Get A's. I'd love to just, yesterday was amazing. I had such cool conversations with so many of you about momentum because most of you don't quite understand it yet. Some of you have no idea, which is fine, we haven't talked about it. Some of you have a rudimentary understanding, you can do some calculations, but when I gave you those thought problems yesterday, many of you were like, I don't know, it didn't quite make sense. And that's the best. That's when you're learning, is when you're trying to figure something out that doesn't make sense. So that's what we're targeting. All right.